Fistanza?
Hijacking our show.
Yeah, man. Can't even have a show to ourselves. We're live.
Selfish.
Hey.
Traffic, but I love you.
Ahora de Cuba la Bella, del Palacio los Jugos.
Los chicharrones.
Los vecinos aquí se enteran de todo.
Mi vecina era CDR en Cuba.
Y en verdad no hay nothing that you can do. Chacleteras sin llames con corbata.
Aquí yo vendo hot dog, pero en Cuba yo era médico.
Les saco el dedo y digo Q.
Sweet home Hialeah. Solo 30 minutos de Le Fallo. Oh, sweet home Hialeah. I hate your traffic, but I love you.
Hialeah.
Hialeah. Oh,
damn, that
shit.
always gets us hyped, bro. No matter what we're doing, I'm
We're
just gonna put
it's
that on.
hypeness. We should be hyped. Dolphins are 10-4, baby. We
Yes,
should be
sir.
hyped. What's up, brother? How you doing, Alex?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm exhausted, actually. Yesterday, we had a 4 overtime varsity basketball game that we lost by 2. Yeah, man. We finished like at 10:30 at night.
That hurts.
It was and it was even more painful. There was a scoring issue, so we should have won by 2 points, but they didn't grant us a basket. It's a whole little dilemma. It's going to be under review. So we went into 4 overtimes. And
So
we
they
really won
took
the
2
game.
points for you, and they gave me 3. I'll have to give you that story about what.
Yeah.
I didn't realize something until the end, but I still would have won. It just would have been by 1 point. But still, it was, they kind of messed up on the free throws. Tati, when you're coaching, you're not focused really on the score.
No.
You're focused on the players, and and that's what we did free throws during halftime. Anyway, sorry, very quick, guys. Hello, everybody. Thank you for all tuning in. You're watching East Entry Boys straight out of Hialeah on the Fit Talk Sports Network. I'm Bobby El Gringo. That's Alex the Boy, and we'll have a special guest with us. And anybody else who would like to join, what the hell? We'll make it a show. But let me go ahead and continue.
Yes.
So you know this. When you're coaching a game, you're not focused really on the score. You are in a sense because you need to know where you're at. You want to win the game, but at the same time, you're focused on the players. You're making sure they're doing
scores. There's gaps of scores.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when it was even halftime, they for the younger kids, they do the free throws at halftime. So every kid at least gets a shot. Kid gets an opportunity to get a point. So we'll see. Tristan.
Fins up, Ray.
Ray Finkel in the house. So anyway, 4 of my kids or 3 of my kids, I think 4 of my kids. So I forget what the score was, but either way, it was supposed to be, it was 3. 4 of my kids hit free throws.
Okay.
So it should have been 4-7. Okay. But they gave 3 extra. And I didn't see it. And I remember the coach asked me, he goes, did your kids hit that many free throws? And I'm like, and I counted. He goes, oh, okay. And I said, yeah, 4 of my kids hit 3. He goes, oh, okay. And we kept the game going. But Tati told me after, she's like, oh, what happened was, and I was trying to motion to you, and you looked at me, but you weren't. I said, I'm not paying attention to you. I said, I'm paying attention to the game. Walk up to me and tell me, hey. So then I could go to the scores table and say, hey, that's kind of off. It's really 1 point. Or it's 7-4.
We need to have to talk to Audrey because Audrey's your assistant there. That's all.
I was on her. I blame her for that.
It's her fault.
It was.
We finished. Be able to eat for 3 days.
I agree with you. It was 14-10. It should have been 11-10, but still it was a win. So I don't care. Win's a win. Either way, Tristan had 6 points, so I was proud of him. But continuing it, Miami Dolphins are 10-4. After the Monday night debacle, which was terrible. Our very own Fistanza, he was calling it quit. He said that's it. McDaniels and McDumbass, he was going off.
The Bush crashed, man.
It wasn't the bandwagon anymore. It was the overreaction wagon. It was full Fistanza mode. I mean, it was the end of the world. If they lost to the Jets, it's over. Fire McDaniel, fire Greer, trade Tua, and all of the above.
And
Burn
that's who you're letting driving the bus, man.
I know. He fooled me. No, but and then you go into this week, And and kudos to him. He did say it either whether he believed it or not. He said, "Hey, I'm picking the Jets to win." Said that on post game the week before. He stuck with it on pregame. He had a low scoring game, and the Dolphins come out, and it is against the Jets.
What were the reasons he gave for the Jets to win? I would love to hear.
He's gonna be on to talk about that. But the Jets do have a top 5 defense. That's fact. Okay, they have a top 5 defense. Absolutely. Offense is 32. Now I picked it. I think it was in Fitzsimmons. I think it was like 28-17 or something like that was my score. Raphael, what's up, brother? And anyway, so I chose Miami to win. I believe Miami's too good of a football team to lose to the Jets.
Absolutely.
I believe they were going to respond by losing on Monday night. They're at home. Even though they lost on Monday night, they're not good on primetime. I don't know what it is about primetime football. The Dolphins struggle. But they were going to respond with this football game. And so they came out, and my goodness, did they respond. Bradley Chubb. I mean, that dude is playing. He is showing shades of like JT back in the day and Cameron Wake.
And that's a big comparison for you to say. That's a big one. So I know he played
6 forced
good.
Fumbles. He's leading the league. Okay, 9.5 sacks. He was a powerhouse. All right, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, they had themselves a day. Brandon Jones on defense. They shut out a 32nd ranked offense, but it's still an NFL offense.
Absolutely.
Remember, they allowed Denver to score 20 points. This team they shut down. Our offense on the other side, you look at the numbers, and you look at like Tua's numbers. You look at what's up, brother? You look at Tua's numbers, and on the outside looking in, if you didn't watch the game as yourself, and I know how much you love Tua, but I'm just saying, if someone like you who didn't get a chance to watch the game because you were focused at your game, you might go, "Who had a pedestrian day? It wasn't impressive." Blah blah blah. No, he had himself a good game. He had himself he had a beautiful throw that Jalen Waddle, who some were saying, "Where is he? What happened to him?" He had himself a ball game. I mean, it was great to see that confidence was back. Hopefully, it carries on with Tyreek in the next game against the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve. Mostert, 42 yards, 15 carries, 2 touchdowns. Again, you look at it and go, but let me tell you something. Those yards mattered. Those touchdowns mattered. Not because only it was 30-0 at the end of the day, because he broke records. He is now leading the NFL with touchdowns. Okay? He has 18 rushing touchdowns. That leads the NFL. He has 20 touchdowns total. Okay? Which is tied for leading the NFL with Christian McCaffrey. That's how special he is. Now he's the all-time leader in touchdowns for Miami, other than Dan Marino, of course, with 48. That's a different story.
Yeah.
I'm talking about his season with a running back or a receiver. Beat Ricky Williams out. Beat Mark Clayton out. I mean, this was an impactful game. Alex, what I know, I know you got the chance to follow up after the game because you were busy with not being able to watch it, but you followed up afterwards.
Yeah.
Your reaction to the Dolphins winning this football game the way they did. I'm sure you expected it. You expected them to win. I know you. But what was your reaction to the way they've won 30-0?
Well, I expected it because I felt that no matter how well the defense performed, I know in the end the defense felt that they gave that game away. So I felt that they were going to make a priority. Yes, you're facing a pedestrian offense, but you were going to make it a priority to dominate the pedestrian offense because it was a complete annihilation. That's why when I saw the box score, I wasn't too struck back because when I see the score, 30-0, I knew by that time they were probably running the football more. They already probably took 2 out. I didn't even see the game, but I'm pretty sure in the fourth quarter it was just handoff after handoff after handoff. So to me, the epitome of it was how they bounced back and how, yes, it is the Jets. They are a pedestrian offense, like I mentioned, but you said it right here. The forefront here is they're a top 5 defense in the NFL. And the Jets defense have given problems to the top offenses in the NFL that they face this year. So the fact that we were able, I don't know if it was mistake-free. You saw the game. I don't know how the O-line played. It seems to me like the O-line held its own because Tua seemed to have a clean pocket at all times. I know he was releasing the football quickly. Mostert seemed to be productive. A chain was productive. So the offense didn't really stumble. The offense didn't look stuffy at all. It looked fluid. It was like a well-oiled machine. And what's gratifying also is the fact that people a lot of times question McDaniel, his commitment to the run game. He's shown his commitment to the run game this year. Now, has he still used his number one attack?
Miss Fins, what's up, girl? Miss Fins in the house.
What's up, Miss Fins?
What's up, Miss Fins? So glad she's in here. Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
No, man. I took it as a grain of. I always find I always put my coach's hat on when you try. At the end of the day, you're always going to go with what you're comfortable with. And it might take a few times. For example, my frustrations with Spoelstra. I think Spoelstra sometimes sticks to his rotations a game or 2 games too long. I don't know if he does it for reassurance. I don't know if he does it for the optics so people can see why it's not working. But in this case, McDaniels he seems to, obviously, he's very smart, highly intellectual. He's a great coach. A lot of people were gaining up on him that he wasn't a type of coach that's going to call out his players. I do believe Mike McDaniel is not only about calling out his players, he holds his players accountable. This is a difference. People, just like different leaderships, there's coaches that scream and they're like throwing things and all that. You don't see McDaniel doing that, but you do see McDaniel having an outburst where the team sees it and they're like, oh shit, he's really upset. Or like the way he goes about it, he holds his player accountable. He doesn't berate him. Like he doesn't put him down. So if you know you fucked up, if as a defense, as offensive, and you own up to it, there's really not much screaming you need to do. You just need to solve the issue. So like a lot of the optics of coaching, yes, for example, I scream out of frustration when you do the same mistake over and over. Now on a
Well, that's
professional
different.
level,
That's different.
that is a
You know.
different part because you can be upset at the moment, like, and you've even seen him in the sideline where he's heated, and even to his coach, like, hey, get this shit fixed, get this shit under control. But once you have accountability, when you have accountability and you have recognition of what went wrong, you can have fixability where you actually sit down, analyze the situation. What did we do wrong? I'm gonna fix it. It's not gonna happen again. So I was looking for any letdown, like when one of those trap games. I didn't see any sign of it. You saw the game fully, I'm sure.
I have to
Defensively,
say, and again,
uh-huh,
I had time to process it, and truly, I feel as it was probably the most complete game
uh-huh,
all around that the Dolphins. This probably is an offense, defense, special teams
complete.
complete game. I
And
mean,
without Tyreek, a top 5 defense against
the
without Tyreek.
defense was dominant. Our defense was dominant, and again,
Hey, we
our
talked about
offense. You
this.
look at the numbers offensively. Again, you go first off. They're the number one offense in football.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
they are, and they still are, and they play like it. But it wasn't. Again, you look at it on the outside looking in, you go, oh, pedestrian numbers. But they did that against the top 5 defense in football. The Jets defense is no joke. Okay, what they've been able to do this year in some games without Aaron Rodgers, what people expect, their record is still trash. But Miami did this against the top 5 defense. That spoke volumes to me because Miami has struggled against defense within the top 10.
They're gaining their comfort. They're getting comfortable. They're in full stride.
Right there, Bradley Chubb. You were just talking about when people make mistakes, the coach gets mad about it. Sometimes there's players and people, there's sometimes you have to yell at a player and say, hey, dude, get your act together. Stop doing the same thing. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. There's other players that you don't have to do that because they know what they did. You know you messed us up.
Exactly.
You know you cost us that drive. So, and he comes back and he has himself a monster game.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. He was worth that first round pick. He may win you a playoff game. I'm telling you that he is getting hot at the right time.
Do you remember? Look, this is the part of me that, unless you see the big picture, it's always easy to be a quick trigger finger Twitter GM. The first couple of weeks of the season, and people were going down on Fangio on this defense. What did me and you talk about on East 10th Street, one of those episodes? I'm like, watch when Ramsey comes back, when Chubb is comfortable, when Wilkins is comfortable, when Brandon Jones comes back. Obviously, we didn't expect to lose Phillips because one of the criticism was Phillips, and I think Phillips would have been balling out yet again at this point of the season.
He was, though. He was having himself. Imagine him and Bradley Chubb. Again, I mean, they were having themselves a good year.
Yeah.
But,
I'm not even talking about the offense. Just with our defense alone.
Remember, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. So
when you can have where your offense that we were talking about on any given day, your offense doesn't have to be perfect or your defense doesn't have to be perfect, because on any given moment that defense can pick up your offense and that offense picks up your defense. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but it is a luxury to have that where you're not relying on it, but you have playmakers on both sides of the football. And like we talked about this year, I know we weren't fully healthy, but I've never seen a more complete team on paper than I have seen, with a few holes that we've acknowledged, the offensive line, the depth at linebacker, but still, we've never had a Miami Dolphins football team that has been this balanced on all facets, because even their offense has been good, but sometimes they don't have a running game. Our offense, thanks to Mostert and the stability you have, and Imagine, and I'm pretty sure McDaniels is kicking himself over this. I believe McDaniel has underused Waddle this year. And now Hill coming back, you might see a more balanced attack because Waddle can still give you
Well,
productivity at all times.
I don't think you're wrong in a sense. I will say though that I think that goes on Tua as well. That's one of Tua's things that I'm a little
Oh, that
critical on.
he just laser focused on Tua.
He's on Tyreek,
on Tyreek, yeah.
because I think now though this game helped Tua, or I think will help Tua in the weeks coming up to say, okay, I don't just have Tyreek, I have Waddle. This dude's a weapon.
Remember, that was his favorite target. That was his favorite target.
Obviously, that's and that happens with quarterback. Every quarterback has their number one guy, which Tua is Tyreek. Obviously, it should be, right? But you have a 1B there who maybe will start after the season, and maybe it wasn't him, but I know he's been going through stuff, and it's obvious, and that's something I brought up, but I think Raheem Mostert kind of reiterated that this week, saying that he's been going with stuff off the field, and
like personal stuff or confidence.
I think personal stuff. I'm paraphrasing, but but it was something I was like, man, there's something going on with Waddle, but then I think this is going to help him going forward, and I think this is going to help Tua spread out that ball a lot more. I want to say, Ms. Fins, I appreciate you always supporting FTSN. You've been since the beginning. I appreciate you. I got love for you. People forget Chubb has already played on Fangio's defense. Absolutely. People were quick, talking about quick fingers, people were quick to criticize that move. And you know me, Alex, I'm not somebody who throws up the banners for Chris Greer, but people were quick to go off on Greer for making that trade. When you have a team or that you think could win it all, that has the talent to win it, you need to go out and get the remaining pieces to get that.
And Greer did it. Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey was that move this season. Tyreek Hill last year, even though they go, man, we don't know what we have in Tua, whatever. Last year was more of like, okay, I don't know what we have in Tua. I don't know what we got to make Daniel. But you know what? If I'm going out with a bang, I'm going to go get Tyreek.
Yeah.
They get Tyreek. Then they halfway season, they're 8-3, whatever it was at that time. They trade before the deadline for Bradley Chubb. Then, of course, Miami fell apart at the end. Whatever. You go next season later, 8-3, 9-3, 9-4, 10-4. Here we are. The Dolphins now, if they win another game, if and when they win this Sunday against Dallas, they clinch a playoff. Okay, they're in the playoffs. When has that happened in recent memory that the Dolphins clinched the playoffs with weeks to give?
Never.
You know what I'm saying? And then if they win, Buffalo loses, they clinch the East. So kudos to them. Again, season's not over. Job's not finished. In the words of the late great Kobe Bryant, job's not finished. But you see these moves, and they're starting to make sense. Now, look, and I know what Fitz Danz is going to say, and what I would say. Now the true test comes. This is the final stretch. You are 3 games left in the season before you make this playoff run. And these are 3 teams that you're going to face, that are type of teams you're going to face in the playoffs. You need to come out of these games with a win. 2-1, at least win 1 out of these 3.
Yeah.
You got to do it. You got to be either the Cowboys, Baltimore, and Buffalo. These are the real deal games. You got to show out and show out.
All teams look beatable. And people were crowning the Eagles. They're on a 3-game slide, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
And there's some inner turmoil because Jalen Hurts kind of lets them slip that not everybody has the team priority or something. So you can tell. And when a quarterback says that, that's usually veteran players. That's not like a little rookie, or that's a key part of your squad. There's some issues going on there. I don't know if it's offensive or defensive. Obviously, they changed. They made a weird change defensively. Like there's a new play caller, but the guy is still the official defensive coordinator, but he'll be in the stands and in the booth. Like there's some weird combo there. That's never a good thing. But Dallas all of a sudden looks beatable. Baltimore, they came out victorious, but nothing crazy impressive that was scary. I mean, it's still Lamar Jackson, and people could talk all they want. I mean, if we didn't have Tua, the only other quarterback in the NFL that I would take, aside from Tua right now with this team, is Lamar Jackson, because I love Lamar coming out of Louisville. I thought we were going to draft him. I'm pretty sure Stephen Ross wanted to draft him. We didn't draft him. I was heartbroken, but whatever. We're here now. We got Tua. So, but aside from that, there's nothing that scares me about this year, because I think one of the most important things is we haven't lost back-to-back games. we haven't had a 2-game losing streak. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
brought that up last week. Remember, I brought that up.
Yes,
Remember, I told you that.
That's true.
We looked it up, and they have not lost 2 in a row.
Nothing.
You know,
so those are the things that as you get into a season, a championship team, you're gonna face adversity. You are gonna face injuries. People across. Notice no one has said anything. I haven't watched the shows. I've been working all week, but no one has mentioned how well the Dolphins performed without Hill. Now, on the contrary, if Tua would have struggled, if this Dolphins offense would have struggled, the front line would be Hill, and that's it. Like, you need Hill. So we've shown that we can be productive with all types of personnel, and it helps when you have Mostert and a chain as a running back.
It's nice, Evan. It's nice to hear you this quiet. Just letting you know. I know I see you there. And if Alex actually watched postgame, we said it. But I would say too. But I will say this. I will say, and first, and I see Courtney in the house, and welcome, Courtney. Thank you for tuning in. She's tuning in from X, and I just want to give a shout out very quick to Courtney. She has started podcasting. She's done an amazing job. She was with us on postgame. She's on Dolphins Thirsty's channel, Alex. You haven't had a chance to meet her, but she's a Miami Heat fan, and she will be on Fast Break with us. Hopefully get us on East 10th Street Boys. It would be great to get her perspective.
If you're a Miami Heat fan, I'm a fan of yours.
Yeah, we asked her if Bam was overrated. She said he's underrated.
Oh, you see? That's right there. That's the way to my heart.
I said. And she said Duncan is her favorite player.
I think. Oh, I'll talk about that later. Go.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on Heat, but I just want to say, I want to give this shout out. I want to give this plug. Thursday night, next week. I think it's next week. And Courtney, if you're still watching, you let me know. But I think it's next week. Thursday at 7 p.m. Maybe it's this week. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. But 7 p.m. Thursday, Courtney on her new show, Dolphins Diaries. So to have Marissa Marino on. Okay. Late girl power, 100%. I know that they want to get the lines are open. It's open. I think it's a girls only show. So any Dolphin lady.
Oh man.
It's this week, guys. This week on Dolphins Thirsty YouTube. If you're thirsty for Dolphins content, go to Dolphins Thirsty YouTube channel. Go check out Courtney and Marissa Marino and whoever other lady joins that show. I'm so excited. 2 great Dolphin fans who would bring the heat on that show. No pun intended with the Miami Heat. And Miss Pins talking about one of the OGs and
it's the girls can do stuff.
And let me just say, talking about the OGs and Lady Dolph fans who podcast and who are one of the best. Miss Fins, you guys check her out every day on her channel, Miss Fins in the mornings. One of the best and a good friend of mine. It's girls can do stuff. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And it's about damn time they started doing this because they deserve it. They've been great. I'm excited about having Courtney on the channel here, helping out when she can, and obviously being on Fast Break talking some Heat basketball with us, and looking forward to that show on Thursday night. Continuing on our Dolphins talk, Alex.
Yes, sir.
Before we do that, let me just say here for all Miami sports fans. If you haven't gone Christmas shopping yet for that special sports fan, whether it is a Heat fan, Dolphins, Marlins, Hurricanes, Inter Miami, you don't have to look pretty far. Just look to on right here, where I'm right below me, right below me,
right there.
Caneswear at Miami Fanswear, some of the most coolest people that you could meet, and a great shop there. Mr. Finn Stanza is the one who introduced me to them. And I'm so happy that he did because their merchandise is amazing. They got custom helmets. They got great shirts. They have the Miami Mike shirt. They got jerseys. They got all types of gear. Got Dolphins, Marlins, Heat, Inter Miami, Hurricanes. They got it all. And it's at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. If you're visiting Miami or you live there, if you live in Doral like Alex or Hialeah like myself back in the day, if you live there, they're right there, not too far out. Now, if you're in Canada like Finstanza, and you're traveling down there, go to the store. Or if you like what you see, go to www.caneswear.com. Get some nice stuff. Pick it all out for all your loved ones and yourself. Spoil yourself. After $99, it's shipped for free wherever you are. You could be in Canada and Texas and wherever. They ship for free.
Bangladesh.
I don't know about Bangladesh, and I actually don't know about Canada, so but I know Evan would know better than me probably. but I know that they ship across the United States.
I
All
actually
right.
need to pay a visit to him because Santa needs to do a little jersey shopping, and
There,
the stores are falling short here close to my house, so I might have to drive a little bit further after one of my appointments.
since quarterbacks buy the people who support them gifts, what are our gifts, Mr. El Jefe? You smart ass.
Yeah.
Continuing on the channel, brother.
Yeah.
Where's our watch, Finstanza?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the watch? You know? Where's your Jason Sanders jersey? You tease. You know, when you think of the Dolphins offense, the Dolphins football team, tell me like the first name. When I say Miami Dolphins, who do you think of?
Well, right now,
Current Dolphins. Current
Dolphins.
Yeah.
You're gonna say Tua or Tyreek.
Okay.
That's the sexy name.
Right? Sexy name, absolutely. Tua Tyreek. When you think, and then next probably Jalen Waddle, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey.
Probably, I want to say I will go jump defensively, Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
Also, honestly, Mike McDaniel also, because that's a sexy name too.
You know what name is missing from that list though? And that's okay because most people do it. Raheem Mostert.
Yep.
Raheem Mostert. My goodness, the season this guy's had. Now, I was one of the people that said, and it was him included in the running back room. It's not saying get rid of him no, but I was one of the people like, we got to go get Derrick Henry. We need to get Jonathan Taylor to pair with these guys. We need to get them going.
I was one of those people that didn't say that. So
we know
there's record evidence.
I know, but you don't even watch the Dolphins, so just be quiet. So anyway,
I don't watch the Dolphins.
You just admitted
I've missed 2
times.
games. I've missed 2 games.
Did you really miss 2 games?
2 games.
You're the one who watches highlights and get back. It was a great game. It's like, motherfucker.
2 games. Man, don't you be talking shit, bro. I tell you straight up, hey, I didn't watch the game. I saw the highlights.
The first game you watched was with me in Tennessee because I sat you down.
Yeah.
We're watching this, you know. But I gotta feed my kids. No, watch this. You know, it was like,
fuck them
kids. But so look, you know, Raheem Mostert, man. What he's been last season, rushed for 891 yards, 3 touchdowns, had 202 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Finished the season with 1,093 yards, 5 touchdowns total. Nothing. Again, you look at it outside. You know how important he was to the team last year. But outside looking in, you go pedestrian.
Yeah.
Come to this year, and now with all the offseason noise, drafted Devon Achane, was in the conversation for Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, whomever else was available.
Henry.
All of the above. All that conversation, not just in the podcasting world and everywhere else, in the organization. They explored that option. Raheem Mostert heard that noise with a chip on his shoulder, worked out, had the focus, and what a season he's had so far. I mean, look, this season with 3 games remaining, he's currently at 966 yards and 198 carries with 18 rushing touchdowns. All right. Receiving 171 yards.
That's like 4.7, 4.8. How many yards is he averaging?
I'm not good at math. You do the math, and I'll roll from there. 24 receptions, 171 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. That puts him at 1,137 yards total. Receiving and rush. He's going to break 1,000. We know that. Yeah. And 20 total touchdowns receiving and running. He's currently second in the NFL behind Christian McCaffrey, who has a total of 1,800 yards and 20 touchdowns. He's leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns and is sole owner now in the Miami Dolphin record books for rushing touchdowns, 18, and total touchdowns of 20. Formerly held by Ricky Williams and Mark Clayton. Alex, and then I'm going to bring in our guest who hijacked our show before because I want to get his take as well, but I'm going to let you start this off, and then we'll bring him in.
Yeah.
Should Raheem Mostert get the same MVP love that Tua and Tyreek are getting? And if not NFL MVP, how about Dolphins MVP?
I think you can make an argument for Dolphins MVP, Dolphins top players. I do see, for example, I think McCaffrey is the NFL MVP because I believe if you remove him from San Francisco, even though they got Debo, they absolutely fall apart because he's their key to everything. Because honestly, you remove Mostert from Miami, you still have a chain. So it helps out when you have a backup of that caliber because he can still be productive in his offense. And it helps when you have Tyreek Hill. You can say the same thing about Debo Samuel over there in San Francisco. So you have playmakers. But you can make an argument that league-wide, I think Mostert could be, honestly, league wide, we can have three. I want to say top 10 MVP candidates, or even I would even push it to say top five, top six, because on any given Sunday, any of those three can win you a football game.
That's a great point. Let's see the MVP. Let's see if there's an
MVP
MVP list.
candidates
Yeah, I'm gonna
has
look
to be
that up.
right now. Front runner has to be McCaffrey, like hands down. You probably have Lamar there, but Lamar, I don't think there's any defensive guy, obviously.
So this was updated 3 hours ago, and this is Fox Sports. So let's roll with what they got.
MVP power rankings.
Yeah,
Okay,
something like
let's
that.
roll.
It's the odds.
Let's
So
roll.
wow. So number one, and Fitzstanza's in the house, everybody. Evan
Who, Bill?
Posner.
Did you miss me?
So he and I just to say, you guys, he did. I was not expecting him to hop on. I know he joked about it earlier, but I didn't.
Yeah, there's no joke about him.
I was working. I was getting the show ready, and all of a sudden I thought it was Alex popping up, and all of a sudden I see Evan pop in. I go, "Whoa!" I was like, "What are you doing here?" So,
man, he was serious.
So,
don't give me the keys to the castle.
I know it's okay as long as you don't end my show early. That'd be great. That's right. Yeah,
I'll tie them behind my back. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So the favorite to win MVP, according to Fox Sports, is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. He's by negative 200. Lamar Jackson behind him. Dak Prescott third. Josh Allen fourth. Jalen Hurts fifth. McCaffrey sixth. Mahomes seventh. Tyreek Hill 8. Tua 9. Trevor Lawrence 10.
Okay, how many people do they have in front of McCaffrey? Purdy, Jackson,
Prescott, Allen, Hurts.
Even Allen and Hurts.
Now this is the crappy thing. You would think that Christian McCaffrey should be MVP. Tyreek Hill should be higher on that list, in my opinion. Why they're not? They're not a quarterback.
That's insane.
That's what blows to me.
Even more CMC than Hill, because we just saw the offense perform without Hill against a top defense. But if you move McCaffrey from San Francisco's offense, has he missed any games this year? Like multiple games?
No, I don't think he has.
He hasn't. He hasn't missed a game.
Let's see Brock Purdy. I want to see his numbers right now.
The problem with Brock Purdy is because in the 3 games without Debo and Trent Williams, he was an ordinary quarterback.
Exactly. So he is a product of. I know he's a very disciplined quarterback, very accurate.
This season, though, I mean, 3,795 yards, 29 touchdowns. He's first in the NFL, 7 interceptions, with a quarterback rating according to ESPN 76. I mean, quarterback. It's an MVP as a quarterback award, and that's where you could justify that list. But the truth is, MVP should be. MVP exactly, but MVP should be all around player. That's why I love the awards. Lawrence Taylor, Sean Alexander. Mm-hmm. You go down that list. That's why Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, they should be up on that list. And the NFL and the voters should be ashamed that it actually goes that way. If you're really, quote unquote, as a quarterback, the most valuable player, and you're leading a team, you're doing an amazing job, whether that's Pat Mahomes or whomever. Okay, all bets are off. But when you're actually one of the best players in football, Christian McCaffrey, and obviously you mean that much more, or even Tyreek, let's say, 2,000 yards, still on track, he breaks that record, you have a right to be in that conversation. You have a right to be a part of that vote. The problem is it's a quarterback award. So
now,
that's a little shocking.
Fun question, Bobby, and you for Stanza too. So you can tell me. If I remove Hill, okay, from this point forward until the Super Bowl, if I remove Hill from the Dolphins and I remove McCaffrey from the 49ers, who struggles more?
I'll let Evan answer first because I have my answer.
Who struggles more?
Who struggles more?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins?
That's my answer too.
The reason why is Mike McDaniel could survive playing that conservative game only for so long.
Yep.
Deebo Samuel is a Christian McCaffrey-esque type of player,
right there,
where he can come into the backfield and utilize him in jet sweeps. They're not throwing screens. Kyle Shanahan is a bit of a more creative person with his with his players. Like, for example, he could do more. Like, Trent Williams is there, and he's there. He misses very rare games. He's not Teron Armstead, who we have to saran wrap. Brandon Ayuk is a different kind of player, and for me, Juszczyk is a great player. And the key for me is they still have Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle. We have Hill, Waddle, and Mostert, but you don't have Kittle. I'm telling you, you could survive without McCaffrey if you have Debo and Kittle.
And I would say Shanahan is better adjusting to a different quarterback, to a different player.
The experience comes into play there.
And again, I'm not trying to rag on you here. You say what they did to the Jets, and which is a top 5 defense, but you didn't see what our defense did to get the Dolphins in position to score.
Absolutely.
Our defense helped our offense a lot in that football game. There was a lot of plays. And again, Tua had a solid game, but there was time he almost got Jalen Waddle killed, threw the ball too high. Waddle came down, lost of breath, did another kind of thing with H. There's some things like that. Our defense really helped out our offense. You could survive one game. But to me, the defenses and coaches who are obviously great at what they do are going to figure you out. You need Tyreek to open up that offense. That's why you need Waddle and Tyreek on both sides, and you need to take advantage of them. That's why when you have both of them and you're only focused on Tyreek, you lose against teams like the Titans when you shouldn't. You need to open up your offense. So if you take Tyreek out of there and you go, we survived 1 week. That's 1 week against a shitty team. You can't do that against Baltimore, Buffalo, maybe Dallas. You could probably 1 more week here and there, but you can't do it week to week. Tyreek is that important to this football club because your coach, as good as, and I think, I know Fitzsimmons has his criticism, but as good as I think McDaniel is, he's still growing and learning as a coach. You need him there. And I agree with Ray Finkel. As long as Tyreek is the Super Bowl MVP, that's all I care about.
FYI, they've been posting quickly on X because I don't know. I actually did not watch the last episode, and I'm in Canada, so it's very hard to get them, and they delete them pretty quickly. But I didn't want to go through the depression leading into the Titans game. But I heard the speech that Mike McDaniel made that Hard Knocks recorded, where he admitted mistakes. People were saying, even people who criticize him were saying it was the best speech he's ever made.
It's accountability.
He made a culping, saying he made stupid plays, like doing the fades. That's the one thing about McDaniel is I will criticize him to the nth degree, and I still have my criticisms towards him. But he showed last week, and I guess I'll see through Hard Knocks, that he did grow as a coach. He's
growing, and you got to remember, he's in his second year in. He's never had this type of experience, and there are some, and we're paying fans. We watch them. We've been dealing with this for how many years? 3 decades or whatever, 4 decades, whatever it is. So we have a right to complain or get pissed or whatever, but we have to also understand he is in his second year. Yeah. He's still learning, and guess what? A lot was thrown on his plate very fast, like Eric Spoelstra with the Miami Heat, with LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. That's a lot, even though there's no reason why you should lose the finals. You got all these superstars. No, it takes a lot.
No, and his most important player was lacking confidence. It's very difficult when you're handed a football team and you're inheriting a quarterback that has completely
as the Miami Heat. LeBron James was lacking confidence. He was like, should I take over? This is Wade's team. Blah, blah. And Wade was the one who told him, and maybe McDaniel had to tell Tua, this is your team, dude. You're the quarterback. Wade had to say, LeBron, you're the best player in basketball. This is your team. I'll follow you. And what happened? So it's kind of like a similar trajectory, and we'll see how it finishes out. But Evan, I want to ask you how much, the same question about Raheem Mostert. What's your thoughts on Mostert? Should he get the same type of love that Tyreek and Tua have? Should he be considered, if not the NFL MVP or in that conversation, Dolphins MVP?
I would actually consider him more offense. I would actually, if Tyreek didn't play, I think Tyreek was not really around, I would see him in the top 5 offensive player of the year because he's doing something that I'll credit to Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is not, to me, a running back. He's a stop flexing. I'll put the third one on. I'm cold in Canada. I'm cold up in Canada.
Put them all at the same time, Evan.
Sure,
Just put them all at the same time.
One second. Here, one second. Here we go. There we go.
You know, like those big hats, the new modern big hats.
Whoa. Here we go. 1 second. There we go. Okay. I got them all 3. Okay. Does that work? Does that
That's
work?
Perfect, man. That is perfect.
So What was I saying? Raheem Mostert's doing something that no typical running back has done. Christian McCaffrey has 13 touchdowns rushing, but he has 7 touchdowns receiving.
Mhm.
And he is benefiting from Deebo Samuel in the backfield. Honestly, the other ones, the Raheem Mostert is actually doing it as a prototypical running back. So I actually am more impressed by him being in his early 30s, not having the offensive line that San Francisco has, that he's been able to do what he's been able to do. So all kudos to Raheem Mostert, who's been able to stay healthy, and 20 touchdowns is pretty amazing, considering the fact that the Patriots have 20 touchdowns all year, the fact that the Jets have 13 touchdowns all year, and a lot of teams are struggling on offense. And I don't care what the 2.8 yards per carry. What I liked about the Dolphins running game on Sunday was the fact that they were consistent about it and they used it in a smart way. Because I guarantee you, Bobby, if you, myself, everyone on the FinStop Network had to put down $100 on third down after they couldn't get 1 yard on the first and second down, and we all had to put $100 down to say whether McDaniel was going to throw the ball on third down or run the ball on third down, all of us would have said he's going to throw that football.
Absolutely.
He ran the football. And when he ran the football, I was so impressed by that. I knew that's when we were going to win the football game. Because I saw that there was a growth right there. You stick with your best player on offense that day, and that was Raheem Mostert.
Great points. And yeah. Oh my God, Evan. Yeah, he is truly representing.
But I have
the
to know
Beanie
who.
Gate.
Do we know who Come Here Beach now is?
That's awesome.
I'm assuming who it is.
The way you said that, it's awesome.
I will say, Evan, that talking to our friend Marissa today, because she filled me in on Beanie Gate, and because I had to know what the hell was going on, but she did let me know that her mom still watches us and loves us, enjoys our shows. So maybe it's Miss Mommy Marino there.
It could be Mommy Marino, because I got. By the way, her dad, greatest storyteller. I would hire him any day. I could listen to him all day. He was phenomenal on Dolphins.
That's awesome. All right.
But I support my beanie, and I do have a commitment, and I will mention to you, I will be wearing a beanie on every show from now that I'm on, no matter where I am, between now and the end of the football season.
There you go.
And I'll be doing that in honor of one of my new favorite people.
There you go. All right.
Almost at the level of Bob. She's at Bobby level already. I've only known her like 2 weeks.
That's a tough task.
You were just looking to replace.
Yeah.
What? You're just like
Ralph,
looking.
missing there.
Honestly, no offense, Ralphie's still number one.
Oh, there you go. That's all right.
We
All right.
love Ralphie.
Yes, we do. Ralphie boy. All right. So before I want to get into word of the day. That's awesome.
I tried to call McDaniel, but
that is great, dude.
By the way,
bro,
do I have
it's
to
funny
apologize to Mike McDaniel? Like, by the end of the year, how many Dolphin players or coaches am I going to have to apologize to?
But you know what? You know what's cool about this? Mike McDaniel's the type of coach that would jump on a show with us and just talk to us. Like, he's that type of coach that you can actually reach out to him like, hey, Mr. McDaniel, do you want to reach out? I was like, yeah, man, of course. Let's go.
He's too cool for us, dude. He'd be like, go F yourself. Get out of here.
By the way, at least I'm committed to the Dolphins.
I'll be on Lepetard. He's like, okay. You know?
Man, he'll wear a beanie in our interview.
Hey, let's dive in here. If Stanza, you are, of course, welcome to stay. Because actually, you're part of the word of the day, so I will ask you to stay. But before we get into the word of the day, I want to talk about the Heat game yesterday. Alex, were you able to tune into that?
No, sir. Remember, I got home at 10:30. We had a 4 overtime game.
They blew the game.
4 overtime game. So fill me in. Was it a fourth quarter meltdown again?
Fill me in. That's what you. Yes. Yes. So the Heat were leading. I mean, it was 33-22.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and do this because I don't have it on top of my head.
I did see the starting lineup before our game started, and
Jaime only scored 8 points.
Who? Jaime?
Jaime only had 8 points.
It's going to be a transition point.
It's all right.
No, and it's going to be a transition.
Bam had 22 and 6, only 22 and 6.
So
I do see
it was 66-54 at halftime.
Okay.
Edwards had a good game.
Edwards had a great game. He had
Edwards
32 points. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter, which led them to come back and win that game. Again, they're one of the best teams in the West, and which is, I'm going to be
Well, they're
honest.
the best team in the NBA right now.
They are, right? Overall
They have good
record
coach-
wise.
They're well
They have the
coached.
number 1 defense. They're 20-5. Yeah, they're the best team in the
Can
NBA right now.
I,
They're well coached.
they are. No, 100%.
Yes. Yes.
I expected them to be a good team. I didn't expect them to be this team, Alex. Was I crazy not to have this expectation for them?
Well, you were.
I know it's still early. It's still early.
You weren't
But-
crazy, but you were judging it based on Karl Anthony Towns being their primary offensive build around. But
True.
what they did is they turned over the offense and the team basically to, we're going to play around Anthony Edwards. We're going to let Rudy Gobert do what he does, which is a defensive menace.
They're big three.
They're big three, and Karl Anthony Towns is now doesn't have to carry the load of the offense. He's a complimentary 1B, which is he's still a talented big man. He still provides versatility. He stretches the floor, but now you turn the keys to your offense to Edwards, and having Mike Conley is volume, the veteran presence. McDaniels, a defensive menace as well. They have a nice
Rob,
nucleus.
what's up, Rob? Dolphins Thirsty in the
What's
house.
up, Rob?
Who's Fib Up? Who's Fib Ups?
Oh, stop it.
Fib Ups.
You know what he
That must be
meant.
the Canadian word of the day. By the way, I find that everywhere Michael Conley has gone,
Yes.
he's that piece. He's that player.
Stability.
He no nonsense wherever he goes.
Leadership.
He's
Well,
like
the commentator said something yesterday, and
They
I
call him
love
the
that
nicest
point.
guy in the NBA.
But no, he had a great point because they were talking about how, people say, oh, a journeyman is like a bad word, when really it's not. A journeyman, everybody wants they were talking about Josh Richardson, oh, you're a journeyman, you must have failed. No, everybody wants a Josh Richardson on their their basketball team. Everybody wants a Michael Conley on their basketball team. For me, I would love to have Michael Conley on the Miami Heat.
Absolutely.
by the way, when the Raptors won the championship, their sixth man, like the so-called, was Freddie Van Fleet. You didn't have him heading on that team to back up Kyle Lowry. You're not winning that NBA championship.
At all.
I haven't watched Hard Knocks this week yet. I will. And
Basketball and
guys, the episode is ending in 5 minutes. You can watch it in 10 minutes.
yeah.
Evan,
Yeah,
now that you mentioned that, and people don't realize this, basketball, I would say, is the sport where your depth is the most important out of all the
Why
sports.
do they call it a sixth man? Why do you think they have a sixth man award?
People don't realize that.
So let me say the guys who returned, which was great to
Giannis
see. I mean,
Haslam
Tyler
is
Hero, Bam 2, Power to Bam 22.
Yeah.
So he was 22.6 rebounds, 6 assists. But Tyler Hero, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But watching him, he didn't lose a step. What sucks is the whole good watch, no spoilers. Here's a spoiler on Hard Knocks. They won. They win.
No, you want the spoiler? It starts off awful because they already cut the because it starts with the Titans loss.
Oh,
Well, you saw the Titans loss in the last one.
No, they didn't. I think they cut it.
No, I watched that one. You didn't. You just admitted you didn't. I did.
I
So why would you
refused to
say
watch
like
it because I couldn't look at them all week. I was like,
then how can you talk about it if you don't watch the whole thing? It's like Alex talking games when he doesn't watch the thing.
because I'm Canadian. I talk out of my
once
ass.
again, twice, bro.
I love you, bro. Yeah.
Twice, bro. Twice, man.
By the way, when's
Get
the
off this
last
fucking
time
show,
you
bro.
think I missed a snap of football?
I don't know.
Did you
I have.
think I've missed a snap?
No, I know I don't. I don't
The
have
only time
any.
I missed a snap was when it was 14-0 on October.
Probably just misses the start of the third
It was
quarter.
October the
That's it.
15th. It was 14-0,
No,
and
I
I said,
don't.
Bobby, it's time to
Why
go.
would I?
Right, Bobby?
Well, I missed the start because I was playing with my kids.
No,
I come
I
in
said
and
the only time I probably missed a snap is when you were yelling at me to shut up when it was 14-0, and I thought it was.
that's right. And I had to tell you to stop because you were hating on him already.
And I was
But,
taking a picture of Jason Sanders missing every extra point. that
He did not miss anyone. He did not miss one.
Has
I
Jason
only-
Sanders missed after you've gone, Evan? Has he missed
He
anything?
got blocked, but he hasn't missed.
Oh,
He
that's
got
nice.
blocked.
He's gotten blocked. He has not missed one field goal since
I don't
there.
think they should consider that, by the way, a missed field goal. When your field goal gets blocked, I do not believe that should be a missed field goal.
That falls on I find that falls on the defense. That
Exactly.
falls on the defensive line that's doing it.
Yeah.
Alex, but what I was saying
Yeah.
about Tyler Hero, had a great game. I mean, he looked really good. He was making a lot of great plays. But what sucks is it comes in a loss, which is something that kind of rolls with him. And that burns, right? Because it's like, damn, we know how good he can be, but every time he has himself a game, sometimes it comes in a loss.
But you see, that's the narrative, and I'm glad you brought it up. Because, Tyler Hero comes back, he scores over 20 points, and we lose the game. But the Heat have lost games like this all year long, where they've given up 21-point leads without Tyler Hero. They lost the other day. I forgot who did we lose to. Oh my God. Was it we won against Chicago and a buzzer beater after they come back again. So this is a trend. Now, as a coach, when you see this trend, it could be two things. It's either fatigue at the end of games, or is your sub pattern how you're starting the fourth quarter. Because Spo likes to run a certain lineup towards the end of the third. He lets obviously the quarter end, and then he brings Jimmy back, I think around the 7-minute mark, or he's been doing it at the 8-minute mark. There's situations where I see, for example, even offensively, this is one thing that I want to get back to. I do believe Highsmith should be starting. I do believe Highsmith
Oh, I
should
agree
be
with that.
starting
Yeah.
over Caleb Martin. I know I suppose doing it because Hero comes back and you want to have Robinson, but I do see a scenario where if Kyle Lowry misses games, because Kyle Lowry is going to start getting some rest now. You're going to see periodic rest for Kyle Lowry.
I didn't
You're
like
gonna see,
that Robinson didn't start yesterday.
that's my point.
That
I
bothered me.
want to start. I want to start Tyler. I want to start Robinson.
Start Tyler
I
at
wanna
point,
start,
right?
Yes, I will start Tyler at
Yes,
point.
there you go.
Because when you got
I'm with
Jimmy
you.
and Bam, Jimmy can run your point. Bam can be your de facto point guard. And you have Robinson playing with Bam. So I guarantee you're going to see Spo mix up some of those things. Because I wouldn't have started Kevin Love. I would have kept Kevin Love as my backup 5. So those are things there that is going to take some fine tuning. But even with all the injuries, even with all the situations, I believe we're still 5th or 6th in the East, and it's still early. So I'm happy that we're healthy. I believe Kyle's going to start getting more rest because
Jimmy is
Kyle's
not
leading
going
the
to play
team.
tomorrow. Jimmy's out
Jim's
tomorrow.
out. So
Calf injury.
those are things that you're going to start seeing maintenance here and there. And that's perfect. I don't mind it because you got Hyman. Hyman's going to be productive when Jimmy's out. I wouldn't start him automatically. I want to keep Hyman off the bench with Richardson. And I think that our bench unit can kill people, bro.
Look what you've done, Marissa. Look what you've done to him.
Who? Oh.
Marissa, stay around because we're gonna talk. We got a word of the day, and you got to be in watching this. And
But
Courtney
people are
brings up a
posting
great
photos
point.
with their toques.
Alex, Courtney
by
brings
the
a
way,
good
I
point.
expect.
What happened? Oh,
I'll tell.
Go ahead, Evan.
By the way, I expect by the end of this week for you to have a new caricature of me wearing a beanie.
oh, for sure.
Send me a picture with you in a beanie.
This one right now. I'm gonna
Whoa,
pull this one off.
whoa.
No, I can't do that one.
I'll do
Whoa.
one.
No, not just in a beanie. God forbid.
That's what
Let
I
me
meant.
stop because I know where I was going.
Put two
Dolphins
beanies.
gear, beanie. Okay.
Just 2 beanies. Evan, you and the
Evan
beach laying down.
Evan.
2 beanies, man.
By the way, you have
Draw
to
me like one of your.
and I
It's
want
like
you to make one for
Titanic.
Marissa. Yes, you can post it.
Yes,
you
post
can
it.
Post
Post it.
Post
Here,
it.
hold on. Alex, point down. Hopefully she got that. But Courtney has a great what? Fourth quarter lineup needs to be fixed.
Absolutely.
Start off strong, then play behind after half. It's true. And Courtney, and we got to get her on fast break. I think she'd be a
for
perfect
sure.
addition.
But
She
can I
knows
ask
what
you guys a question? Can I ask you, because you guys don't.
you're going to ask us anyway. So go.
No, you guys think I'm just a Dolphins guy, which you know I'm not.
We know that.
I know this just because you know I'm a sports lover. Can the Heat consistently win?
Yes.
With Tyler, no. You
Let
don't know
him
the
finish.
question.
With Tyler
With
Hero.
Tyler Hero as your leading scorer.
Yes.
You believe that if
Yes.
Bam is an average, like a mid-level player, that
Hey,
Jimmy Butler's
don't say
averaging 15 and 8.
Evan, you were going the right direction.
We were letting you finish the question, but then you had to go that average
Then
player.
You gone down and fucked up, man.
You gone down fucked up right now.
You
Watch.
didn't have to play elite. If Tyler Hero is your number 1 leading scorer,
Yes, sir.
at the end of this season,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
where does that put the Miami Heat?
Top 3 in the East. This okay. This
He
is
needs to be your best player.
No,
Alex, hold on.
Score.
Hold on. Let me tell Marissa your tag, Alex. It's AJ _
Bam
Atia.
is overrated.
AJ _ Atia. ATIA.
Look, I'll tell you this, Evan, because this
I'll put it in the comments.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll tell you this. You notice that you said, is Tyler your best player? No. Your best player is Bam Adebayo. That is your best player. I know people, this is Jimmy's team and Jimmy's timeline. Your best player is Bam Adebayo. Hands down. Now, Tyler Hero is your best scorer. Tyler Hero can get you a bucket at any point from anywhere on the floor. Now, I've told Bobby this for the 2 seasons before, from 2 seasons now in a row. This team is built to let Tyler flourish, and I'm not taking away how much he's improved team defense and as an individual on-ball defender. People don't see that because they like to talk about Tyler Hero, and Tyler Hero does this and he scores 30 points. In the games that we've lost that Tyler has played, if Tyler wouldn't have scored because we were missing other people, we wouldn't even be in those games. So unfortunately, the narrative is going to stick, and I guarantee you the narrative is going to die down as the season goes on.
Can
The
I?
Heat,
Can I?
He was the guy people
Let me
had
just
in
say,
talks, right, to get
I
Lillard.
wouldn't say Bam is our best player. I would say that he's our most important player.
He needs
he's
to
your
be
most valuable player.
Yeah, I think he's our most important player.
Last shot of the game.
Well, you see,
Who do you give the final shot to on your team? Who do you trust?
Jimmy.
My final shot, if depending on what you need, because I still think cold-blooded, I still go with Tyler Hero. It's de facto Jimmy right now. But cold-blooded, I need to get a bucket. I trust Tyler more than I trust Jimmy if it's just getting a bucket. Now, Jimmy will get you to the free throw line. Jimmy will get you a bucket and within 15 feet. I trust that. But clutch Gene, and I believe you're going to start seeing it more and more and more. Tyler Hero's not afraid of those moments. I know Jimmy's not afraid of him either, and Jimmy's hit a few of them. But de facto, that's the thing. That's the thing that I love the most. That you can
Courtney
pick
says
anybody.
Duncan Robinson.
I
wide
knew that.
open,
That was
wide open. Duncan Robinson.
By the way, he's the guy at threes. The guy had 14 points. He took 8 shots.
Wide
last
open.
game. He's always wide.
Look, I've talked to this about when the offense became
Favorite
stale the
player
last
Ken
2
Fellows
years.
thing. What's with the typos in this?
Two things that I felt Spo did wrong last year, even with Max Strus, and I know confidence wise he was shot, but Duncan Robinson should have been a rotational player last year throughout the whole year. Highsmith should have been a rotational player in the
Jimmy
playoffs.
Bucket. I'm with Dad Dean right here. Dad Dean, great to see you, my man. Thank you for tuning in.
I kind of think the Heat
Appreciate you, brother.
Because of their past number of years of what they've been able to do in the playoffs, I think they're bored. I think then the regular season is just.
What have I said, Alex?
What
have I said about this Heat team?
Hey, that's why when
get
you have
me to the playoffs and we'll
just get us to the playoffs.
That's
and let
the
us
thing right now.
And they're going to go pick someone up at the deadline to give them depth.
This is a big
go right. That's what
Donovan Mitchell.
I like that you mentioned that because there's going to be it's not going to be as crazy as it sounds. There's always a trade that shocks the NBA. The NBA trade deadline. I'm pretty sure this year's going to be Zach LaVine, where he ends up, because I believe he might even end up in Sacramento. But there's going to be this constant talk about Kyle Lowry's expiring deal. I also believe the most important one is Caleb Martin, because there's a domino effect if you trade Kyle Lowry's contract and against keeping it, because if you keep it and you let it expire, you are almost, I think, $30-something million underneath the second apron. So they can go and re-sign Caleb. They could re-sign a mid-level guy. If you trade for someone and it's going to put you over that second apron, which I'm 100% sure Miami's not going to go over the second apron, because it limits what you can do. It limits what your mid-level, your biannual exceptions. It limits a lot of the things that the Heat operate under because they have 3 or 4 max players. So I want to monitor how this team performs. And honestly, Kyle Lowry, he's been asked to do a lot this year. I thought his role was going to be 15, 20 minutes max.
Is he injured because he didn't play last night?
No, he's carrying the load. He's just getting maintenance. He's injured, recovery. But hey, Kyle Lowry has really organized his team. And I was one of the ones that said, like, I didn't want him to start at the point. I got to admit, him and that starting unit balances things out.
No, he's very good.
So
when I watched him play, he's very good at the beginning of games. He can get you those. He's very consistent at getting.
He organizes your team. He organizes your team.
He gets,
and he's shooting a higher percentage.
You can get off to a quick start.
Yes. Yeah.
With him, give him the first quarter. Give him the first 10 minutes of a first quarter. Bring him back in. He's very good at getting your game started. He's a fast starter. That's one thing. He exerts a lot of energy, but he is a very quick starter on there. But
one of the things that, and I'll end it here in regards to the fourth quarter lineup that we were talking about before. There has to be a change in the sub pattern, how he fluctuates the lineup, how he staggers the lineups, because he loses key. Obviously, having Bam is going to shore up that defense, because a lot of those fourth quarter collapses were because of defense. It's not only offense. So a lot of people are talking about the offense and they're struggling. It's also a defensive letdown in the fourth quarter. So there's a sub pattern there that you have to look at. And I do expect to see Spo make some changes at what minute mark he brings in Butler, or if he starts Butler a little bit later, how he mixes it with Hero Jaques. Because I do believe you're looking at a closing lineup that's going to be Caleb Martin, Bam Adebayo, Hero, Butler for sure. And then that fifth guy is going to depend on how you're playing that game. Either Jaques, it could be Robinson at times. Because, Bob, I've talked to you about this a lot of times. As a coach, one of the things that the fourth quarter, things are going to slow down. Things are going to change. I've never been a fan of a team that changes the way they play just because it's the fourth quarter or just because it's crunch time. I've always believed you need to be an extension of your team, not play a different style of basketball for 3.5 quarters, and all of a sudden in the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, that's it. It's one-on-one basketball. You can't do that. And I feel Miami has come down to that because there's a lot of one-on-one basketball at the end of games to try to play this hero style of basketball to overcome. And you have to, the growth will be when in the fourth quarter you see Miami Heat putting teams away in the beginning of the fourth and extending that lead. Spo not having to burn a timeout to kind of hold on to the bleeding and remove it and stop a run. So there are things that you're gonna have to see, and Spo's gonna figure it out. Give him a week or two, and you're gonna see the Heat get on a roll again when everybody is fully back.
Dad Dean says, do you guys think Tyler should be on rotation, not starting? Is it better for the Heat?
Like coming off the bench as a six man?
Wait. Oh, sorry, Alex. One quick. Marissa, are you a Heat fan? I want to, because you complete opposite of last year. We were the real fourth quarter closers. I want to see
clutch games. We led the league in clutch games.
I need to check if Marissa knows basketball. Hold on a second. I don't know if
Marissa,
I don't think I took
Marissa, just by that.
Yeah, I am intrigued.
She knows basketball.
I am intrigued. All right, but very quick. But Alex, go ahead. Answer Dad Dean.
I don't necessarily. I think that's an extreme, and I don't think at this point you're gonna bring Tyler Hero off the bench
because I would bring Kyle off the bench. Kyle Lowry.
That's the thing.
Kyle Lowry does not like coming off the bench.
No, and the thing is, he's not going to be. He's productive because you have Vincent, right? But this year's team, I believe Kyle is better suited to come to start. I just want to make sure that he's going to be the first person subbed out, and then either way, you have Tyler Hero coming in. So that gap, that stagger of the lineup, I don't think it's going to make a difference because I do believe even when Tyler plays with Robinson and Butler and Bam, you have two people that can initiate your offense, and Tyler could bring up the ball too. Like there's no issue with that. But you have a versatile team. This team does not need a true point guard. So even Jimmy can bring up the ball. Bam can bring up the ball. Caleb is bringing up the ball at times. You can run your offense through anybody. I want Spo to figure out a way where obviously when Kyle misses time for maintenance, I do believe it should be Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Highsmith, and Bam. I want to bring Martin off the bench. I want to bring Martin with Jaques, and I want to bring Martin with Richardson. But it's all going to be staggered lineups either way.
We're not calling it fast. We have to come up with a better name. And in order for Alex and this Fast Break show to go viral, you have to have Courtney and Marissa on.
Oh, well, first of all, know your role, as The Rock would say, okay? No, just playing.
Who do you think has the ideas? Who do you think the man behind the man is?
Oh, we got.
Brother.
He just gets the credit. How
dare you? Let me just say, no, absolutely, Marissa, that is awesome. I did not know that. We got our basketball show. We've been on a little thing because obviously Alex is coaching basketball. I'm coaching. I've been busy with work and everything else, but we're going to get that ball rolling again. And I would love to have you and Courtney on because that would be epic. That would be great.
What we could do, Bob, is talk to them on a date because here in Miami, high school basketball, it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Those are our days that we always have games. And
are they playing Christmas Day?
No, we don't play.
No, the Heat. The Heat.
Oh, he played at 8
It
o'clock.
might be cool to maybe do a fun pregame show or something like that on Christmas Day, or just
We
talk
could
about
we could do
We'll
that.
do something. We'll figure it out. But but
I
listen,
told you I'm the idea man.
Courtney,
Don't
look,
listen to
just
the guy
like us, Courtney and Mercer are both very busy. Okay, I know they're killing it right now, and I'm excited for them. But to get them on to talk, think about that sport, but football, but then talk sports and basketball too.
That's
it's
cool,
total
man.
package.
Total package.
That's awesome. Let's do this because first of all, and I want to say something because we got Marissa and Courtney and Rob are in the house. Rob, Dolphins Thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're thirsty for Dolphins content, go to dolphinsthirsty.com. One of the best guys, out there, nicest dudes, and a great YouTube channel. He is killing it every day. But also, Courtney is on Dolphins Thirsty now, and she on the YouTube channel, and she has her own show that premiered yesterday. It was Dolphins Diaries, and this Thursday night, she will have Marissa Marino on, and they'll be talking Dolphins football. It'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I know I will be watching. I know Finstanza will be there with his beanies. I got a beanie somewhere I could represent, There you go. That is awesome, Marissa. We'll take care of that. That's awesome, Dad Dean.
I have 3 kids.
That's a big boy, man.
Damn, dude. 5'10". Good for him. Good luck to him.
Hey, let me know where he plays. We might have to do some watchings. Because I can't say a certain
early
word.
Recruiting.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Shut up. Be conehead looking mother. No, just you conehead looking mother.
You got to admit, I go to the distance for.
I like it.
But that's Courtney in the clutch. Courtney's like, I got kids. I got rid of the husband.
By the way, I just want to let everyone know who's watching, including you're never going to have more fun during any show than on the Finns Talk Sports Network. We are here to have fun.
We are.
It's the fun. It should be called the Fun Talk.
It's the Fun Talk Sports Network.
Fun Talk Sports Network.
Can you imagine the dryness of Real Talk Finns Talk and these 10th Street Boys if your Truly wasn't here?
Oh, you're a douchebag. Anyway, hey, let's do some of the things we're. And let me just say, for the first time watchers, again, thank you everybody for watching. You're watching East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah on the Finns Talk Sports Network, and East 10th Street Boys. For Courtney and Dad Dean and Marissa and for everyone who's new tuna, Alex and I grew up together on 10th Street in Hialeah, Florida. Mm-hmm. Okay,
I got a good hashtag. Balls and gals. No, balls. And
Alex,
gals.
stop.
That's a fun one.
Stop.
Balls and gals.
Stop. No, just stop.
It's basketball.
Marissa,
sure.
Courtney,
that's
Marissa,
where it's
Courtney,
going.
Of course,
Courtney,
man.
I expect you to come up with a better name than the show they currently have for the basketball show. Come up with a better name for the basketball show.
We need a girls glasses hashtag of some sort. We'll figure it out. But let me just say, so Alex and I grew up together. We are best friends, but I would say he's more like a brother, And so we talk about life. We talk about not just sports because that's what we did growing up, played sports and everything else, but we also talk sports and talk life and everything else. So and we have a blast and we do stuff like this. So this is what East 10th Street Boys is about. And Evan, you look amazing. So first off,
entertaining.
Let's do word of the day. And since Finstanza's here looking like one of my great grandma, what we're going to do is
he looks like there's a wolf about to knock on his door.
I thought he like at one point he looked like Nana and then he looked like Grandma Blackman. I was like, what happened?
He looks like Grandma from Little Red Riding Hood.
He looks like the Simpsons, Marge Simpson with that big, But anyway, so Alex, I'm going to start with you. Mm-hmm. Evan is a fool. So I'm going to start with you, and then we got a special treat for Evan's word of the day because But before we do that, Alex, word of the day is, and forgive me if I say this wrong, you'll fix it because you usually do for me.
Phrase of the day.
Que bola hacer?
Oh my God, it's horribly said. Que bola hacer? That's what
okay. All right, say it louder for the people in the back.
It said the way you pronounce it in Spanish is que bola hacer. So when you say it, is there emphasis on like que bola? You can just say actually que bola, and it's just like, hey, what's up? It's like your typical like the American version.
Bola.
No, bola, no accent. The accent is very important. Bola is bad.
Bola.
Bola.
So it's not que cojones.
No, it's not that. No,
Okay,
no, no, no.
okay, okay,
It's almost
okay.
there, but no. Que vola. So it's like, hey, yo, what's up? Like, and now acere is like the way you say like dog, like bro. So it's just like a phrase of like, que vola, acere, and it's just like you run into somebody or
So
you see somebody in the street, like, hey, what's up, man?
let
Just like
me
that.
let me go ahead and put our original thing here so everyone could see. It's on Evan's face.
Yes, yes,
Que
yes.
bola is on the bottom.
Que vola, que vola,
Que
Would you like
bola
to hide me?
que vola.
and acere.
Acere, acere.
Acere.
No, no, acere, no, acere.
Pese mi culo. Does that
What
work?
the? No, man.
You know what that means, right?
I
Kiss
know.
my butt.
It is, man. It is.
Whatever. All right. So now that's your word of the day from the 10th Street Boys. Now we go across the border to Canada.
Something that
Different
Michael Bridges
language.
couldn't do.
All right, Grandma Marge.
No. Come on. You have to call me. What's her name? Estelle.
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 Costanza.
Where's that? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Take it easy. Take it easy. All right,
Aren't you
Estelle.
Frank? Aren't you
All
Frank?
right, Estelle Finstanza. So your word of the day.
In honor of the
It's Canadian word of the day, right?
So Canadian word of the day because in Canada we speak differently. A couple months ago I said the word loony. You had no idea what a loony was. You didn't know what a toonie was. That's the way we describe our $1 and $2 because they're coins. My word of the day is toque. And what is a toque? A toque is what I'm wearing on my head. It's the Canadian slang for beanie. When you go outside and you say a beanie to Canadians, they go, huh? But in Canada, they call it a toque.
A
En
toque.
français, on peut dire toque. And in English, you can call it a toque. But T-O-Q-U-E. That's how you want it, but that's what we call
what I love about
when you buy yourself a winter
language,
hat or a cold hat, you call it a toque.
What I love about the French language, you can insult
people,
someone.
It sounds like a slang word. You're a toque. You're
like,
a jerk.
Evan,
you're a beanie.
Insult Bobby right now in French. Like, give me the worst insult in French, and it sounds so lovely, so romantic. Okay. Go, just insult him. Just say
it.
You see, like you can't get upset at that. Like, I cannot imagine. An argument in French. Like, how do you have an argument in French unless you show like the emotions?
Why are you thinking about it? Like, can't you just come? Why do you have to think? Oh, I gotta find something perfect for Bobby. Like,
something to say about you.
No, you're why? Okay. Like, just say something.
Alex est tellement joli, et mignon. He's cute and handsome, and you and Bobby.
That's it. It's
a better word to say
I thought you said it about
me.
Bobby is damn.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah,
there you go, Dad Dean. I love it.
You'll appreciate this.
I'm with you.
I'm going to teach a word for Bobby. He'll appreciate the word. Crise cardiaque. Heart attack. That's what I give you on every post game.
Crise attack.
I like that. Okay, yes. That is pretty good. All right, that's good. Word of the day for everybody out there.
You know how you guys use the word term idiot? Isn't it better in French to say idiot?
Idiot. Yes, I love it. Idiot. I'm gonna start using that.
Or instead of stupid, you say stupidité.
Stupidité.
Better, right?
Stupidité.
I love it.
Stupidité.
Yeah, like when your kids are not behaving, you instead of saying, you could say niaiserie, which is stupidity, or idiocy.
Tati's asking, is there a such thing like Canadian French versus regular French?
Yes, there's the accent is different, and the terminology of certain things is a little bit different.
Oh,
so my grandfather family is Parisian. Here, the terms are just done a little bit differently. It's a different slang. It's the same way where I speak a language, being Jewish, Yiddish, which is a spin-off of German. So there's different terminology that is kind of different.
And Evan,
I can go to Germany now. If someone talks to me in German, I'll respond to them using the slang of a spin-off of a Jewish language called Yiddish.
Is there any province in Canada that speaks mostly English over French?
No, every province speaks English over French except for two.
Montreal,
Quebec, the province of Quebec, which is like the state of Florida, and then there's a province out in the out east called New Brunswick, where half the country,
yes,
half the province is French Canadian. It's pure francophone French Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like Brazil and Portugal. It's just a different terminology.
It's crazy though.
Anyone who wants to learn
Even with
French, I'm
Spanish,
happy.
but Spanish is
Anyone
kind
who
of
wants
same
to learn
too.
French, I'm happy to.
Cuban Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, Mexican,
Oh yeah,
Spaniard.
It's the same.
It-
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
different
It's different
terms
dialects.
and it's kind of crazy, but it's pretty cool.
You guys are all my family. Come on, mon famille. Je t'aime beaucoup. I love you. I love you all.
Love you too.
Appreciate you, brother.
But I could do
so
a show.
see comme ça.
Remember when I did that? Remember when we did the draft and the whole draft I did in French? You don't
You
remember
did,
that?
yes. It
I
was
did
great.
the whole draft in French. I said I was just fier de sélectionner. I love it.
That's
He was our
awesome, bro.
translator for our Canadian audience.
Evan, you know what's funny? My dad is fluent in French, so sometimes he watches French TV here in our home. So whenever I walk by, it's always I've always loved it.
I didn't know that, Alex. I don't remember that.
My dad studied French in the French Alliance in Cuba in La Habana. He studied for 3 years, and he's fluent. He's fluent in French. Yeah.
All right, Aramis, I see you, Mr. A. Love you, man.
No, but
so, you send my love to them.
But
your mom and your dad.
it's a great language. It's an easy language to learn over time. The only problem is where I live, it's a very big political divide. Like if you're pure francophone, a lot of workers, like people who work in all different government jobs, they won't talk to you in English. They will not talk. They'll only talk to you in French.
That's awesome.
Wow. So it's that. Oh man, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I guess you want to go let's say you're going on the subway or the bus and you have to buy a ticket and you're in English and you're an Anglophone and you want to ask for, they won't, if it's a real Francophone Canadian, like we only said, there was 2 times in the history of Quebec where we almost separated from Canada. They had what they call a referendum where Quebecers voted, and back in the mid to late 90s, we almost separated as a country. Quebec almost became its own country in the middle of Canada. It was 1%.
Evan allows you guys to talk more than when he's on our show. That's funny. Let's
talk today.
So, it is a beautiful language, but it's my least favorite European language.
Whoa!
But by the way, Parisians, I will admit, Parisians who live here are wonderful. My great aunt, phenomenal person. My grandfather, my hero, who I wear around my neck. Beautiful people, beautiful country. The people in France, the people who live there, they are dans les airs. They're noses in the air.
Oh, okay.
The definition of snub en Paris.
Paris. I love it.
All right, so that was a great segue. I really enjoyed that word of the day. We got some really cool information and learned something new. So we're gonna get 3 random questions. The guys don't know what I'm about.
My favorite. This is my favorite, Evan.
Alex asked for this last week. This is something we did every episode, and we kind of slipped away from that just because how time is and preparing and all that. But I had it.
Let's do this.
We actually debated this and talked about this a little bit, Alex. When you were here. Pizza. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hot pineapple should not be served hot at any point in its history. A fruit is cold. The pineapple should not be on a pizza. I don't care if you're from Hawaii. I don't care if you're from Bangladesh. But pineapple does not go on the pizza. And I say this. My mom's favorite pizza is Hawaiian pizza, and my wife's favorite pizza is Hawaiian pizza. So, yes, I know what I'm talking about. I see it. I smell it. I look at it. I don't like to see a pineapple chunk charred. And there's no. Pineapple is cold. Like, you cannot put pineapple
That's
on
one
pizza.
thing I would say. You said no fruit, but apple is different. Apple pie.
That's a dessert. A pineapple upside down cake. I can see that.
Okay, but to me, pizza is. So this is me, and I know there's more to it, but for me, either cheese or pepperoni. That's it. Not all that extra crap. I want to be able to enjoy the pizza. Like all this extra stuff.
I like arugula.
If you have prosciutto or arugula on your pizza, you're in heaven.
Oh, that's amazing.
So Fitzstanza,
arugula.
What's your pizza? Fitzstanza.
When you come, Anthony's cold fire.
Hello, I was in Florida last week. And Sicilian Oven and Anthony Cold Fried Pizza are my 2 restaurants I go to. I go to the Sicilian
Oven. Do you like pineapple pizza?
No, because if you can't make the pizza in Italy,
you're 10 years old.
If you can't make the pizza in Italy,
that was a very 10-year-old
Italian. If you could go to Italy and find me Hawaiian pizza, I'll eat Hawaiian pizza. But until you can go to Italy and find me Hawaiian pizza where pizza was made, fruit does not go on a pizza. Fruit is my dessert after I eat pizza.
Next time you come here, I'm going to take you to eat Cuban pizza in a Polo Norte or Reyes Pizza, man.
Alex, Tati, meat lovers pizza is the best.
No, what I don't
He's a meat lover.
You know what's actually dumb? You know what's actually just as dumb as pineapple on pizza?
That's my wife, everybody.
You know what the second thing
Who don't know?
Would you like to know the second dumbest thing on pizza is?
Uh,
Who puts chicken on a pizza?
well,
I
actually,
agree. I agree.
Actually,
I agree.
actually, I'm gonna
Doesn't
combat
belong there.
this. There Papa John's. I've made
You
this
don't
is
chicken on a pizza. You put
Look,
meat on a pizza.
hey, trust me, Evan, trust me on this one. When you Papa John's or anything, instead of marinara sauce, they put Alfredo sauce. You put chicken or steak, onions, and peppers. Delicious, man.
That's
Delicious.
You know what that's called? You know what that called? You know what that's called, Bobby? Bobby, you know what that's called?
What?
You fold it together. It's called a calzone.
That's right.
Yes.
It's calzone.
All right, you ready for the second one? This one I found. I thought this one was a good one.
Okay.
And I'll start with Finstanza.
Okay.
What are your 3 favorite smells?
Oh man.
3 favorite smells?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay,
My
but
wife's
Hey, Rob, go. Rob, he likes barbecue chicken pizza.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
You're gonna laugh. My first favorite smell is my wife's Amber Romance spray. When she sprays that in the house, it smells amazing. You go with the wife's Bath and Body Works Amber Romance spray.
oh yes, we have it here.
Pretty
We have
amazing.
it here.
Second favorite smell. Second favorite smell. When you're barbecuing, that smell coming from the barbecue when you're grilling a great steak, that's something. And my weirdest smell, because I'm Finstanza,
I like that.
I'm that guy when I was a kid and my father would go pump gasoline. I made sure he rolled down the window. I like the smell of unleaded gasoline.
I love it. That's okay.
So okay, go ahead, Alex. I'll let you.
Okay. Josh,
That's really good. That's really good.
Can you smell
Good one,
tears?
Courtney. I like that. Josh Allen's tears. There you go.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'm gonna make this is melancholic for me. One of my favorite smells is the combination of cigar and coffee. It's a Cuban thing for me.
Yes.
And it's a homey thing for me.
Yes.
And also it obviously I attribute it more to waking up and smelling my grandma making coffee like at 6 a.m. and that breakfast. I would say my second smell, honestly, a bakery in the morning. When you walk in and you smell fresh pastries and bread being toasted and coffee being made, that whole aroma, it's like it's a way to start your day. And the third smell, I want to say home. Your home smells different than any other place you go. It could be a hotel, it could be anything. So I want to say the smell of home, like the homey feel, whether it's like incense that you put, whether it's a certain a candle that your wife lights up, but that smell of home.
Romance.
Yes, the romance, and especially when it's cold outside. Home smells much better when it's cold outside.
You live in Florida. You don't know what
Hey.
cold is.
Oh, actually, we woke up today at 58 or like 61. It was
Oh, it's
heaven.
23 here in Nashville. It's -3 in
Warm up,
Canada.
buddy.
20 degrees in Montreal.
That's my mom. My mom goes. I tell her. She goes. How I called her this morning. I'm driving to work, and she goes, "How you doing, son?" I said, "Well, I'm freezing my buns off out here in this 20-degree weather." She goes, "Oh, I know it's 57 here." I'm like, I almost hung up on her. I was like, "Whatever, dude." I'm like, I'm gonna come out here with that.
It was 57 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun was beaming yesterday, Mom.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So for me, and I was thinking more weird smells because I agree. I will say coffee. Tati smell a cigar. I love, but coffee for sure. Cuban coffee. The smell of Cuban coffee.
That should be another section, Bob. Weird smells. That should be the next
Well,
one.
So when I say that's the thing, favorite weird smells is kind of what I thought because I think gasoline is one. I do like the smell of
love
gasoline. A lot of people say the permanent marker, right? The
ones that we used to have
By
in
the way,
school.
But if I had to say a weird one,
actually cut grass when you're about to go play a sport, right?
Yes.
Right before that smells. I play when I play sports. Go in the outfield and smell like that's
The
amazing.
smell of dirt and grass is very.
cooking. When it comes to food, it would be what's that called? Sausage bread. I love the smell of some meals that get cooked. It smells, especially sausage bread, is really good. Some meals they taste great, but their smells are not good. Like I hate sometimes like you say, the home. There's sometimes I walk home, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to go back outside. And then
Well,
the food is good. But
I bet you one of the smells you like is a nice moist Oreo coming off of milk.
nice and moist.
Oh, God.
Tati knows what I'm talking about. And then I would say the third one, if I had to, I will say, see fresh sheets out of a dryer, air conditioner. When the air conditioner turns on,
Oh yeah.
yeah, the smell of the AC. That's a weird smell, but I don't like that.
It hits you.
And then yeah, but bacalao. And the food could be great. The food's great, but it's when you like
it smells.
I walk in, it's like oh dude, why just let me? I'm spending the night at the hotel. No, I'm just kidding. Grass. Played soccer for years. You know what? You know what's a nostalgic smell, Alex, for me, and maybe Fitzstanza because of hockey, but is gym smell. The smell of a basketball gym, a gym or a locker room.
I smell it every day, man.
You know what I mean? But it brings me back every time I go and I smell that. It brings me back to when I was in high school and playing football.
And the smell of the bus ride back home after everybody.
Yes, it's a nostalgic smell.
You're gonna laugh. My favorite smell, because you know me growing up. You don't realize when I fly to Florida,
the refrigerator, ice, the freezer. Ice. I like that.
When I fly to Florida and I get off the plane and they open up that door and I can smell what it feels like. I can smell because Fort Lauderdale Airport's not far from the port and the ocean.
Yes.
You
the
smell
breeze,
Florida,
the ocean.
That breeze when you're trapped in an airplane and you get off in Miami, in Florida, and you're nostalgic because Florida me is second home, right?
Yeah.
It's like I want to kiss. It's like you get off and the first thing you want to do is go kiss the ground.
Well, I would say, talking about Florida, if I had to say a smell, obviously you think of, like I said, Cuban coffee, you smell cigar, sure, but really, like Alex,
the ocean smell there.
In the Atlantic, my grandparents' house, getting out of the car, smell the ocean, the salt water, the ocean, the beach. That I love. That brings me back.
There's nothing, and for anybody out there, for example, that suffers, like their kids suffer from bronchitis or asthma. I remember my doctor as a kid. There's nothing better for a person that has respiratory issues than walking by the beach and taking in that ocean breeze. That clears up every sinus you might ever have, man.
So we are about an hour and a half in, and that's what I love about this show, dude. They kind of got back to it. We did sports. We love talking Dolphins, Heat. We talk everything else. Obviously, Alex and I were in Marlins, but we didn't even talk about the Marlins, but that's okay. But that's how much, we just love sports in general. But, I mean, what a pleasant surprise to have Evan with us tonight. We love Evan. We were happy that we got a chance to hang out with him
in person. Do this today, honestly.
I just noticed his tag says, hello, I'm guest. I love that.
I'm guest. Honestly,
hello, I'm guest.
It was just one of those days where I had to cover a lot. I had to cover a lot of work stuff for people who are away, and I have a busy job. And I was running around, and I said to myself, I just need to chillax. I want to be with my family. I want to talk everything. And then what was going on today with some things on Twitter and all that, I just need to go out there, and I wanted to represent people and share the love and tell people how great they are.
Beautiful.
Appreciate you, brother.
We love you,
all
man.
right, guys.
Was that the third question?
No.
Yeah.
There's one more.
Oh, there's one. Oh, that's right. I'm not done. I apologize. One more. One more. All right. So start with Fitzstanza.
Yeah.
Toilet paper, over or under?
Oh,
over.
That's not even over, man.
Over. Who pulls
Over.
under? You know what happens when you know what the problem is when you pull up?
Terrorists go under.
You know what happens when you pull up? The child who tried to put it on, the thing pops off and goes everywhere.
Always. And that is one thing that I will always do, no matter what, how many times I do it. I always switch it. If I see it under, I don't care where we're at. I just put it over. So if I'm in your house randomly and I use your bathroom and I see your paper toilet under, your toilet paper under, you're gonna go back next time. You're gonna be looking for it under. Nope, it's over where it's supposed to be. Like every humane person in the world.
Wait. I've always wanted to share this. Speaking of toilet paper products, nothing costs more in the state of Florida than Kleenex. Can I just say that?
Man, because that's where
you guys get ripped. I could go buy a box of 6 boxes of Kleenex here for tissue for like $2.49.
Oh, we do that to you too, man. But you're buying the brand.
No,
gotta
not even
you gotta go to-
non-brand. I never find good Kleenex.
You gotta go. You gotta go to Dollar Tree. You gotta go to.
Yeah, when you touch your nose,
It
you
just
feel like
falls
you're
apart.
touching
Yeah.
tissue
Yeah.
paper.
It's disintegrating.
No, ours is
disintegrating
the
tissue
good stuff
paper.
for $2.49.
You know what, Evan? When next time we do that, comparing prices. That's a cool thing in Canada and here.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't even say United States, but Florida. Everything here in Florida right now is getting really expensive, man. Like
It's
across
relative,
the
though,
board.
right? We pay a lot of tax up here, but when I go shopping at Publix or wherever, your base stuff like your meats and all that is
It's much
reasonable
cheaper.
compared to here because we have to import a lot and we have to do a lot of stuff out west in Alberta. But in terms of like day to day, like going to a Walmart, like for me, I cross the border to go to Walmart and Target 4 or 5 times a year because your snacks and the things like that are cheaper, and you have stuff there that I can't get here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, because it's not approved like FDA. Like
It's FDA
approves
approved,
everything.
or
Yeah.
it was never brought. It's not. You're allowed to bring it over. They don't sell it because they won't sell it here for some reason. They won't spend the money on the import fees or whatever it is. But at the same time, even with the conversion, your stuff is still cheaper.
Which and I gotta say, there's a lot of things that.
Where do you buy your eggs? You go to the farm, Bobby. You're $1.99.
Oh no,
Do you
that's
go hatch them in your
Walmart.
backyard?
Yeah, that's Walmart.
$1.99 for 18
Me?
eggs.
Yeah.
I could not
who
get
said
$1.99
that?
for 18 eggs.
Oh
$1.99
no,
for 18
yeah, no, we go to Kroger, right? I don't know.
You
I
got
don't know.
yeah.
$1.99 for 18 eggs.
That's what she said. She's the one who does all that. I just,
Where are you? You just stand there.
I just stand there and
he's
I just
producing
she
the
tells
show.
me
Stands there on Pixar.
Yeah.
that exactly. Always
Planning the
working.
shows, so all us lucky ones don't have to do the work.
Exactly, man.
There it is. All right, so that wraps it up. Call it a night. I want to thank everyone.
You put it over or under.
I said over 2. I said it over 2. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's Fitz Stanza. You catch him, I believe, Thursday night for Bandwagon.
I'm not going to go do Thursday night, only because I don't want to. I don't want to. I would like.
Oh,
to
yes.
Because of thirsties, I will not. I am a gentleman, and I rather watch
That
my
is nice.
favorite women. Are you back this Saturday?
For this weekend, yes, I am back.
Then I will
For
do
this
Bandwagon on Friday.
All right, so I'm back for Fin's Talk today on Saturday for the next, I think, 2 weeks because I'm for the holiday.
Yeah.
I'm out. So
just book me 8 p.m. Friday. Fin's Bandwagon.
You got it. All right, everybody. That's Alex the Boy. I'm Bobby El Gringo. Usually Bobby Finstock, but on here I'm Bobby El Gringo. And that's Finn Stanza Posner. We appreciate you for tuning in. Please, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And again, Christmas shopping. If you're a Dolphin fan, Marlins, Heat, Inter Miami, all of the above, go check out Caneswear at Miami Fanwear, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, or go to caneswear.com. We will see you next time. You can catch Finn Stanza on Friday night. Catch me on Saturday. And don't forget to go to Dolphins Thirsty YouTube channel. Check out Courtney and Marissa on Dolphins Diaries at 7 o'clock on Dolphins Thirsty YouTube. Until then, like, subscribe. Most importantly, if you're a Dolphins fan, fins up.
Jake Bailey sucks.